Hi there, and you're welcome back to News Trend. So today I'm going to be talking about the alarming rate of kidnapping across the country. I don't know if you have heard, but 3 school children were kidnapped in Abia last week. And the story goes that they usually go to their grandmother's place after school. And when they are done at their grandmother's, she puts them on a motorbike, which is called an Okada, to go home. But on this fateful day, she did the same thing, put them on an Okada, but they did not get home. Later in the day, she just went to pay a visit to them at their house and found out, and they were asking that, oh, where are the children? Found out that the children were not even home. The children had been kidnapped. And unfortunately, they were kidnapped by someone who also handed them over to a woman who sold them. The good thing is that one of them has been found, and that person and that child was found in Anambra. Imagine, they were kidnapped in Abia and one of them has been found in Anambra. We are praying to God that the others will be found as well. But this kidnapping is, like I said, is becoming too much at an alarming rate. And it's not only in the eastern part, even in Lagos. There are a few cases now emerging in Lagos and in Ogun State. So we really need to be careful, especially with our children and words. And today I'm going to be sharing a few tips on how to keep our children safe from kidnapping and from predators generally. So the first thing is that we need to educate our children. We need to let them know that, okay, this is what is not safe. This is what is safe. You know, you shouldn't just talk to strangers. So we need to educate our children on how to recognize kidnappers and also how to recognize uncomfortable and questionable situations. You know, they shouldn't just talk to strangers. And if they are the kind of children who go home on their own, you know, they should not enter buses or tricycles that there are just few people or questionable people there. And it's even better if they have a particular one, you know, and they know it is, and they should go to the bus stop. They should go to the bus stop or the parks to get a bus or a tricycle. They should not get buses or tricycles along the road, and they should go with the ones that they are familiar with. You know, there are buses that you know that, okay, this bus is always at the park. And they should go with those ones. And even if they are going to use a motorbike, like I said, which is called an Okada, they should have a regular person. If they don't even go home by themselves, like the grandmother that I said put the children on Okada, which is a motorbike, have a regular person who comes to pick your children and drop them, as the case may be. Don't just go with anyone. Don't just put your children in any motorcycle that you see, okay, go, come. No. Let's be safety conscious. Also, let us have safe words. Let us have safe words or codes for the children. You know, even if it's somebody that is coming to pick them from school, and then the person just comes to school that, oh, I want to pick so and so children. It shouldn't be that easy for them to pick children. We should have safe words and codes with the school and also with the children, that even in situations where you are not able to go and pick them yourself, you should have a safe word that, okay, if this person says this, you can go with them. But if the person doesn't say it, you know, just to be safe at all times. Also, I'm going to say that let's take responsibility for these children, please. Let us have the children, the number of children that we can take care of. Because these days, you see a lot of children going to school and coming to school by themselves. Toddlers, very young children, they are crossing the roads by themselves. They are going and coming from school by themselves. Please, let us do better. There are some children that I see on the road who are not even old enough to, you know, to go about themselves, and you see them and they even have siblings who they are holding on to on both sides. This is not good enough. Let us be conscious. Let us be responsible. If you cannot do this by yourself, get someone, get help, get someone who can help you go and drop the children and pick the children after school. Let's not just leave them by themselves, because this way they can become prey to these kidnappers and predators, because they will watch them and see that, okay, these children are always by themselves. They go to school and come back by themselves, and they can just lure them big biscuits and sweets and things like that, which is why I also mentioned earlier that we should warn our children not to talk to strangers, not to take things from strangers. This is the way it used to be back back then. But these days, a lot of things have become so lax that the children just do whatever they like, and the parents don't even care enough to say, oh no, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't take this, you shouldn't. Some parents even have their children bringing stuff from school to the house, and you don't question. This is very, very bad. You should warn your children. They should not bring things that are not theirs to the house. They should not collect anything from anybody, so they are safe. They should be safe at all times. We should warn them, and we should let them know what is right and what is not. Also, please, let's not flaunt our children on social media. That is part of the things. Let's stop flaunting children on social media, and even stop flaunting our wealth, so to say, like, oh, we just went on a holiday somewhere. Oh, you are having a lavish birthday party for your children, and anybody and everybody is on social media. When they see these things, they feel like, oh, you have a lot and more to spare, and so they want a part of that, and they will know, okay, if I take these people's children, okay, I should be able to get this certain amount of money. Please, let's keep our children away from social media to keep them safe, because it's when we bring them on social media that they know that, oh, okay, this is this person's child and this is this person's child. But if you don't even put them on social media, they don't know who is who, and then they are not able to do anything to the children. So please, let's take note of that. Okay, and if we have children who use phones, please let the location be on at all times on their phone. So just in case something happens, we are able to locate that, okay, this is where they are, or this is where they are not. That is very key. Also, if we are going to get domestic helps, please, let's get from trusted people. And even after that, we should vet these people, make sure they are who they say they are, make sure they have guarantors. Let's be nice to our domestic helps. When we are nice to domestic helps will be nice to the children. But if you are too hard on your domestic helps, or you are not treating them properly, that is when they can now start having evil thoughts and start thinking of doing one bad thing or the other. Yes, I know that there are some people who are bad in themselves, but those are very few cases. But if we are nice to these people, at least to a large extent, it will dissuade them from doing any bad thing to the children. Also, let's be wary of those uncles and aunties in the neighborhood. You never know. You can never tell what they have in their mind. So please, let's just be wary of these uncles and aunties. Besides, they are not really an uncle and auntie. It's just the general Nigerian, phenomenon that any older person is your uncle. Anyway, no. Let's be clear. They are not your uncles. They are not your aunties. They are just people living in the neighborhood, and you have to be careful. Yes, it is okay to greet and be cordial, but don't go too far. Don't go to their house, or don't let them send you on errands. Don't be overly familiar with these uncles and aunties, because you never know. You can't trust anybody. Also, I know that it is okay for your teacher to be nice to your ward, when it is becoming like a little too much, then you need to be wary. You need to be really, really careful. We just have to be security conscious. That is the thing. Don't trust anybody, because it is not written on the faces of people. Kidnapping or predators is not written on the faces of people. So we have to be careful. As much as we need to be cordial and nice to people and between ourselves, but we also have to be careful, because you don't know what anybody or everybody is thinking per time. Okay, and like I mentioned earlier, that these days you just see little children going by themselves to school. Okay, I understand that sometimes it might be difficult to get help for some people. You may not be able to get help, get someone to go and drop your kids and pick them back. If you are in that situation, please get a school that is close to the house. If the school is close to the house, it still makes things easier. So they don't have to walk long distance, and they don't have to get into a commercial bus or tricycle before they can get home. It's just a short walking distance, and that is fine. Okay, it is also important for your children and wards to know your phone number. Please, that is very, very key. Let them know your phone number. Let them know the address of the house. So in case something happens, they get lost, or they even get kidnapped and they find a way to run away, they can trace their steps back to the house, or tell someone, a good Samaritan, oh, this is where I live, this is my mother's number, this is the email address. Please, let's plant that in their head. They need to know your phone numbers and your email addresses and house address as well. And this is very key. Do not trust anyone above your children. If your children are telling you one thing, because I know these days, we just think that, oh, these children, they just say this, they just talk. But when they are telling you something, please listen very carefully. Don't think, oh, it's childish talk. If they are telling you about a particular person or a particular situation, whether around your environment or in school, please listen to them and take it very seriously. Or about their teacher or even their fellow students in school, please take it very seriously, because you never know. Don't say, oh, it's child's play, oh, this child is saying nonsense. No, there may be some sense in what your child is telling you. Please. Okay, and also to buttress, taking your kids serious, always ask them about their day. Always ask them, okay, what happened in school today? Don't be so busy, because we as parents say, okay, we are working because of these children to give them a better life, and then we are not now paying attention to them. That is not good enough. So don't be too busy that you don't ask your children about their day. Oh, what happened to you? Oh, this and that. And then if they are telling you something interesting, like I said, whether it's interesting or not, whether it sounds like foolishness or not, please take heed, take it seriously. And also, whether you're the one taking your kids to school or it is someone else, sometimes once in a while, change your route. Change the route that you used to go to their school or to pick them. Don't be so predictable. The country has gotten so bad that you have to be security conscious. You don't know who is looking at you, or who is planning something, or who is watching your routine, because that is usually the case. They watch your routine, and once they know that, okay, this is your regular routine, they attack that way. So change your routine once in a while. Don't be so predictable that everybody knows that, oh, at 4 p.m. you're going to pass this way, or just be unpredictable sometimes. It is really, really, really key. Like I said, kidnapping is on the increase, and not just in the eastern parts or northern parts. It has come to Lagos. So we have to be really, really careful. You need to keep your kids and your words safe. If you have been doing that before, you need to add more. And if you have not been doing that, you need to start doing that now. Let's keep our children and our words safe, and even ourselves, because even we as adults, we need to be safe as well. And I hope that with the tips that I've given, it will also help in guiding how to take care of our kids and our words. And if you want to hear more news and more tips, please subscribe to this channel and also follow us on all our social media handles. And I'll be seeing you next time.